Welcome back to the channel, The Real Ish. Alright, here on this channel is everything horror based, and I tap into scary movies, scary TV shows, you know, anything scary, horror, thriller, and you get the real ish. No BS over here. The real ish opinion, real opinions, real everything, okay? So for this video right here, I had another video planned, but I decided I wanted to do a different video, okay? So we're gonna discuss a few TV shows that came from scary movies that just absolutely did not do that well, okay? So yeah, getting into the scary movies that were turned into TV shows, and I give you my real ish opinion. Let's see how this goes. Alright, so I know a few off the top of my head that I want to discuss, but I looked up a few to add to this video, and I'm gonna just jump right in with this one, alright? I love scary movies, right? So one of my favorite is Nightmare on Elm Street. So I love Freddy Krueger. I love Freddy's character. I love Nightmare on Elm Street. So we're gonna dive into this one, and I'm not really sure. I think I've heard of this maybe years ago when I did some research, but I've never seen this before. Okay, it says Freddy's Nightmares. It came from, of course, the movie Nightmare on Elm Street. It was created by Wes Craven and Jeff Frelich, if I'm saying it right. So I'm gonna read a little bit. It says, bringing the iconic Freddy Krueger, Robert Englund, to the small screen seemed like a good idea given the franchise's rising popularity in the 80s, but it was a short-lived lesson learned. An anthology series that featured Freddy as the host, Freddy's Nightmares, featured the villain in a series of horror stories in Springwood. Because it was a syndicated series, various writers and directors took a stab at telling their version of Freddy Krueger's nightmare. It says, reading a little more, it says it had 44 episodes with only 2 seasons. And remember, this is back in, this says it was from 1988 to 1990. Freddy's Nightmares was an unfortunate poor execution of the iconic slasher's potential. Many of the horrific elements that make the premise scary, like the graphic violence and gore, were cut through TV censorship, which is understanding because in the movies, Freddy can get pretty gory. It says the lack of continuity behind the scenes, including budget and time slot, led the series to become another bad horror TV show. Oh my goodness, like we all, well, I won't say we all, but a good bit of people love Nightmare on Elm Street. And you did not have to turn that into a series. Like, come on. It's not necessary. Just like I feel like a lot of movies do not need another part to it. They just keep going and going and going and going and going, and it just doesn't make sense. For example, Halloween. But anyway, let's talk about another scary movie that was turned into a TV show that did not do that well. This was pretty funny. I used to turn this on to actually get a good laugh. We all are familiar with the movie I Know What You Did Last Summer, right? Well, you know, it did well back then. So 2021, they had a TV show with the same title, I Know What You Did Last Summer. It was on, I think, Prime, I believe. Yeah, so I got my hands on that, and my honest, real-ish opinion, it was a load of you know what. Like, it was just terrible. It had nothing to do with what the movie portrays, like, at all. Let's read a little bit of what they say about that. It says, one of the most quintessential slasher movies of all time got a streaming debut from Prince, but failed to live up to its cinematic predecessor. I Know What You Did Last Summer follows the TV show. It follows a group of teens as they are stalked by an all-knowing yet mysterious killer 1 year after a fatal graduation night accident. In an attempt to bring the formulaic premise to a technology-driven new generation, the series missed the mark. And it was a bland installment, it says right here on this website. It lacks the drive to motivate audiences to care, causing early cancellation. The plug and play I Know Your Secret premise worked in the past for series like Pretty Little Liars and the 4th season of You. I love Pretty Little Liars for what it was back in the day, not for what it ended, and I like the series You. But it says that, I know it did last summer, series just did not work. It did not work for this reboot. The melodrama with a murder in the background isn't enough to convince the critics and audiences of a status other than of the worst horror series and horror reboots. I completely agree, because like it says, it worked in the few years ago about this mysterious all-knowing killer and things like that. Like, it just doesn't work. Like, it's not needed, it's unnecessary. It was terrible, absolutely terrible. And I think it's still on Prime. If you haven't seen it, you can check it out. I wouldn't recommend it. It's terrible. It gave me a good laugh. Now if you want a good laugh, go check it out. I don't know. Here's another one, The Purge. It says the series was 2018-2019. Now let me tell you, I never was able to get into The Purge, the movie. I don't know, it may be a good movie. I'm not sure. It's just not my cup of tea. But let's get into the series. It was created by James DeMonico, if I'm saying it right. As if multiple movies with rotten reviews weren't enough, the franchise writer took a stab at bringing the premise to TV. The Purge series covers the same annual 12-hour event, which all crime is legal, as an attempt to instill order in society. Where'd you get that idea from, I wonder? Anyway, it says the characters throughout the 2 seasons discover how far they will go to survive, and yet their moral code intact. Yeah, so from the sound of it, it sounds exactly like the movie. So what's the point of a TV show? I don't know. It says that until there's something new to tell, The Purge remains one of the worst TV installments in the genre. Wow. That is... wow. Alright, this is one off the top of my head. The series Chucky. I love Child's Play. I love Chucky the character. The series was just awful. I think it's finally got canceled, and you know, I don't want to poke fun at people, TV shows getting canceled, but oh my gosh, it's terrible. Like, if you haven't seen the series, I tried to watch a few episodes of a couple seasons, and I think it only had 3 seasons, but it's terrible. They have these like middle school kids acting like they're in college and high school, cursing up a storm, doing drugs, having sex, just doing all kind of stuff. And it's just like, if you're gonna do that, just make them older, you know what I mean? I'd rather you not have done it in the first place. And then it's just really bad storylines. They bring Tiffany on there, the Bride of Chucky. I really do not like the Bride of Chucky, all those other, after they made like Child's Play 2, I kind of got done with that. Child's Play 3 and after, it just kind of went in one ear and out the other for me. I can't really stand those. And then they brought the Tiffany character on there, and then they talking about, and the Seed of Chucky, in that movie, he had a kid with Tiffany. How? I don't know. They brought him on the Chucky show with, I think it's what, Glenn/Glenda, and I don't know. I can't even explain it, but to me, that's people. And then this is crazy. A lot of people like the Chucky series. Like, what is wrong? You know, I'm thinking the people that like the Chucky series have to be like this new generation, because this is just completely awful. Like, it's completely awful. It's bad writing, bad everything, bad directing. And the crazy thing is, the person who made the series is the same person who came up with the movie Child's Play. Like, I don't know. I just think it's time for you to get out the game, man. Okay, another is Bates Motel. Yeah, Bates Motel is based off of the Psycho, you know, novel and everything with Norman Bates. He was very dedicated to his mother. He was, you know, like this weirdo. You know, I don't really have much to say about Bates Motel. I used to watch it. And then it kind of got to a point where, like I just lost interest, you know, like. So Bates Motel, I mentioned it because I see it, but it's nothing. I don't really have a lot to say about that one. This is another good one. Alright, they made the movie Scream, right? They turned that into a series, and when I say that it was probably just as bad as the Chucky series, it really was. And then that's another one that they just keep going on and on and on and on and on and on. Like now, like I think they're making a Scream 7. Like, just give it a rest, you know. I don't know, but yeah, the TV show, I think it was on Netflix, and I used to watch that for a good laugh too. I actually would put it on for background noise or to help me fall asleep, you know. And that's not something you want to say about a TV show that, you know, people you want to watch, that they put it on for background or they put it on to go to sleep, or, you know, I just really wasn't paying attention to it. And when I did pay attention to it, it really didn't catch, it didn't keep my interest. It sucked. It had nothing. They tried to make it like this modern Scream or something, and I don't know, I hated it. It's terrible. Yeah, I think it had only 2 seasons. Yeah, it said it was canceled because it was a dispute between Netflix and another company. I mean, I probably feel like it would have got canceled anyway, so yeah. It says it was on from 2015 to 2019, but I have nothing really more to say about that except for the fact that I hated it. And yeah, and they had like Bella Thorne in it. Like, I feel the way I do about her as I do of Megan Fox. Like, no. It's so many more on, you know, when I look up, it's so many more, but I'm not gonna touch on every single one, just the ones that really caught my eye. But save this one for last because I really enjoyed this movie as well, as does a lot of people. Friday the 13th, the series. No, nothing new. Unbeknownst to me, I didn't even know this. It says in 1987, Friday the 13th had a series of 3 seasons. I really didn't know this, but okay, so it says Friday the 13th series was canceled primarily due to the concerns about the show's increasingly violent and sometimes sexual explicit content, pushing the boundaries of what was considered acceptable for the network's television at the time. This led to pressure from broadcasters and regulatory bodies to pull the show off the air. So this seems to say that one necessarily doesn't say it was canceled due to low ratings or anything like that, just the violence of it. I need to find it because I see on Reddit a lot of people are saying that it held up and it was a pretty good show. Okay, so after doing more research, I found out that the Friday the 13th series actually has nothing to do with the movie, and it does not feature Jason Voorhees at all. So that in itself to me isn't good, despite people saying they liked it. So yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah, they said they like it. They say it's way better than Freddy's Nightmares. So I don't know, I just threw it in here anyway because like I said, I hate when they remake stuff. But this is not a remake, this is a series that they did in 1987. So this is the only one that I mentioned that seemed to get pretty good reviews from reading it. Just got pulled off the air due to other reasons of it being too violent or explicit. So yeah, I don't know. And I know it's more out there, it's way more out there, but this is the only ones I wanted to cover on this video. I may do a part 2 if need be, if I come across any more, you know. So hope you like this video. I hope you like my real opinions and reactions and my thoughts and everything like that. So please, if you are new to this channel, subscribe if you like anything that has to do with horror movies, scary movies, true stories, true crime stories. I'm gonna be covering all that on this channel right here. So make sure you hit the like button on this video. Make sure you subscribe if you're new, and I post here every week, sometimes twice a week. So come back and join me for the next video. All right, thank you. God bless.